Greetings, loved ones. I wanted to come on today because after yesterday's live healing, I could really feel the little yous. And I wanted to take a moment to see how beautiful it is to see you guys share your experiences and reconnect with your little yous on all levels, where you are in your journey. And we talk about facing fires, but there's also a lot of love. There's so much love in your fires and with your little yous. And it really hit me, especially when you guys are experiencing and seeing you grow, even though it's been a short while, the growth and progress and the merging of you and your little yous, even when, you know, it might look like it's stumbling, even though it's not, it's never wrong. It's just, I really felt the love of that. And I feel like it's coming home to yourself. And to see that in you all, and then seeing how you're sharing your experiences and the wave and magnitude, it's a ripple effect of love. And we talk about it on the impact this is having on the Earth's grid, but on a soul level for all of you. And you're going to see how it affects your life and your loved ones and everyone you touch after that. And it hit me moments before we came on how beautiful that is. And Jody talks about looking up. You'll see her do this all the time, just to take a moment. Because, you know, when we're in our fires, we're doing this, look up and see and take a moment to be in the moment of where you are and what you're doing. There's so much healing, feeling, and love, and it's layered in lessons. But to take a deep breath and be in that moment is something that I wanted to share. I did that before this, and I wanted to share it with you because I love seeing you guys. I love that you're showing up and that you're coming for your live healings. And I'm taking a moment to see your moments. So don't be afraid to look up and feel your moments.
I love that. Thank you, Kim. Because here's the thing. We're asking you to walk into some fires that are unknown, uncharted. Now imagine for a moment if you can look up in your fire. When you can actually look around and go, I don't have to look down because I'm so scared anymore. Not only am I walking into something I don't know, but I know enough of me and what my tools and I can rely on my wings enough that I can actually look up in my fires. So the loved ones that are here, your little yous are saying, Mom and Dad, look up. Because when you talk about these fires, the most powerful vantage point you can speak from is dead center of it. Where you are sure your wings are going to burn. It's Khaleesi's moment where all of a sudden she realizes, I don't burn from these flames. They made us think we would disappear. We would never be able to put our pieces back together again. Remember that saying? Now imagine Spirit saying for a moment where we're bringing the first of men and women through the fires, and you're walking in because you're trusting what you're feeling. You're in line enough to know the one's going to come. You trust them. Gareth, thank you. Carol, thank you. Natalie, thank you. All our loved, thank you. Jet, where you're walking in going, oh, they didn't teach this at Father School. They made sure men didn't know about this. They kept you busy fighting and bringing home the food, which told you that's what makes you the man. Kings are walking into their fires, turning around and going, watch this. And their fire disappears. That's miracles, loved ones. And we have some brave ones doing that right now. Thank you for that. And we want to speak of this first of all. And Darren, this is his message. He said, loved ones. Because he was watching the energy of you guys coming in. Carol. Gareth, you are, and good, it's okay. I'm not saying you're doing anything wrong. But this is supposed to be the most magnificent part of your awakening. Stop looking down. Stop coming in scared. Spirit, seeing your wings. You start feeling them. That's why you're getting lighter. Because your wings are lifting you. So let them. Stop looking down, up. All the 4D, everything. This is why Kim, she was, even when we were in court, it was beautiful because she is our always dialed. I'm the one up in the clouds. So when this beautiful queen's all of a sudden sitting there in a chair doing her tools, I'm looking at her, what are you doing? She's like, she's Jody, you've always taught this. I'm just looking up for a minute. In the most intense of moments, this is the moment we need to remember. She's like, I just want to feel it. Huh. Excellent. So lift up and feel it. You're not going to feel anything that you can't get through. You're not going to be pushed off and out of any nest that you don't have wings big enough to recover from. Spirit will never push you out of a nest until you have wings that can support you. And the flailing you're feeling right now, that's all it is you learning to trust them. Spirit knows you can trust them. Your soul knows you can trust them. Now it's the underdeveloped part. It's the part that forgot. It's the little boy, it's the little girl. And the little yous have a little message today. They said, remind my mommy and my daddy of our wings. We forgot about our wings. And there's wing masters that give back wings to certain light so that they can spread them and make their light bigger so others can see it. Do you think that might be an emotional, an energetic stretch of sorts? You talk about bones growing. Hang on for your wings. But loved ones, don't be scared. That's the programming. Just remember that. That's why I sent Gareth a message. I said, keep going, brother. I know it's scary as shit. You're one of the first men through it. It's supposed to be scary as shit. And Carol, you beating yourself up going, I'm feeling like a bumper cart. You're supposed to. You're finding your way. I can't give you the exact map because my map is not your map. So your little use it asking you, Carol, to be a little bit more gentle on her because you were expecting perfection and you got little wings. And she's like, Mom, you didn't know I had wings. Be gentle with our little yous. This is the whole thing. Come in and just let's go. Let's heal. I want to go with 5D. Whoop, whoop. There's no rushing this. It's the paperwork. It's this other 70%. Then it's the merging of those. And then the recalibration of all of that. There's processes here. And where you're going, this is the beginning. This is why do not beat yourself up. Be gentle. You are among 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. Look at that number of completion. You are 9 loved ones who are dialed enough to show up, to do this work, to have these epiphanies, to connect these dots, to realize what's working, what's not. Most people are terrified of this work. That's why it's so sacred. That's why they did everything they could so that we would not remember this. So when all of a sudden you're beating yourself up, oh, I should be doing better. You're not supposed to do better. They made the whole matrix around you not doing better, keeping your head down, down, down. That's why Spirit's like, look up. They actually taught us even that looking up is a lie. Look for people that look up. Oh, that's a lie. I'm sorry. When I'm actually looking for someone or at someone or to someone or directing my energy for answers, should I not look at them? Do you see that twisted teaching and belief system? Where they have everyone in place. He or she looked up. It's a lie. So now, where are we supposed to look for our direction? Oh, Spirit gets so mad. So, I don't have any notes for this one. This is the first time I'm coming in. But I know Spirit had a lot of messages because we've got some loved ones here doing some work. So, we're going to go. Carol, forgive me. I got to go to Gareth. Because Gareth, I'm feeling you right now. Take your speaker off, please, sir. And we got to talk. Because your little boy is very impressed with his daddy right now. And daddy's got to be feeling a good sense of pride. Because here's the thing. You're coming into your power because you have to teach him how to come into his. Can you please share a little of your experience?
In regard to anything or just what comes up?
I want you to open, connect with your little boy, and say, allow me to be the vessel and the means in which to channel through the messages that need to come through for the best and highest good of all involved. And so it is.
Excited. He's excited. We feel we had a really connected day. He was showing me things. I was showing him how I can protect him. Online stuff, we've never went online. I have 2 pictures online and I was never confident enough to be online. And I know that was him. And we're at a stage where we're excited to just be able to share and to put that love out there and to just to send it and to keep sending it and to know that there is nothing going to happen because we are protected. We have a beautiful soul family that has all our backs, and we have a team of angels that are only waiting for our call. And I'm still minding myself. Him is to put on the big boy shoes and to
He
and
keeps
to,
you present.
yes, yes. And there's been a lot of that today. He'll
Have
hit me
to.
in the he'll hit me in the knee. That's his point. He hit me in the knee and he'll say, "Shh, get back here." And that's great because now I have a communication, and yeah, we're excited, still a bit sweaty, and we're enjoying it. And this is, after the video, this is starting to ease, and it's starting to, but again, as you said, I don't want to rush it because I want to pop, 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 pop. I get on, yeah, but it's not to be rushed. As much work as I've done, I really only connected with him since you gave me that toolbox. So I don't want to rush anything because he's too special to be rushed.
I love that. I love that. Your little one is just so proud. Are you ready for your next message from him?
Yeah.
Because he's the loud little boy. Now he's got your ear. And he's so grateful, he says, for you coming and always being so protective of him. But everything is not about being strong and protecting. That's the programming. The programming is, oh, you got to be the strongest, or you need to protect. That's, yes, that is the ingrained instinct. But when you are always in protect mode, when you are always in strong mode, is your body relaxed?
No, we have to be in trust mode. Yes.
Heart center.
Yes.
He's saying heart center.
Yeah, and
Heart center. You are always about protecting your little boy, and rightfully so, because of what happened. That's the first experience where he needed to know his dad's going to protect him. And you did. Now he knows. Okay, Dad, I know no matter what happens, he trusts that. I can feel that. He knows you're going to protect him. But it's not always about being like that. If you're that parent who's always, do you see?
yes.
So now he's like, okay, thanks, Dad. But this is the thing. You've moved so quickly. He's already on to the next form of your healing.
Okay.
Which is now, Dad, just come and be. You are, they're just showing me. You right now, you were like, this is my little boy, and don't you, no one mess with him. But when he's amongst that energy, he's looking, going, everything's really scary because my dad's protecting me from everything. Instead of realizing, he's going, okay, little one, feel Dad. And when you feel unsafe, you come ask for me. And I won't address the situation. I will find a quiet space to go and be with you to see what's coming up. He might not need protection.
Okay.
But because it triggers you into that see the whole bully healing, that's where now he's actually saying, I walk you through this. So this is where the multi-layered healing happens, because we think we're healed and our little you will show us the holes that we have in our healing. So what he's saying is, he's so grateful. Like, I can see him in the middle of your lap, like, oh, big ass spiritual muscles. Like he's actually in the center, like, look at my dad. Like, proud, like the whole Power Rangers. Stop it. That was so great. Like, I was like, oh, and to not shoo him or going, okay, no, that's silly. No, if he needs 16 Power Rangers, so be it. If he needs you to line them up and look at them before you power yourself, so be it. Whatever that little boy needs, he deserves it. What do you want? Daddy's not only got you this way, Daddy's got you this way. He needs to learn this now. And even how you walked yourself through with that man triggering you. That was a test and you knew it. And you walked right into it. Going, thank you for showing up so I could show my little me. Not how strong Daddy is, how much he learned from you. And how wise Daddy is because of you. Because of you holding all of that energy and holding that lesson for Daddy, that he could have these people come along that used to make us, that used to get, remember, you so upset, and rightfully so, because Daddy hadn't learned it yet. But now we know we can just come back and Daddy's going to show you if that did upset you. Well, first of all, they're saying, what does that remind you of? Who else treated you that way? He'll take you. This is the whole thing. Once you get connected to your little you, it's when you're connected, show Daddy. And again, it's going to be the, wow, I wasn't expecting this. It's always going to be the stuff because you've already dealt with the stuff you've been holding. This is now about what he's been holding for you until you got your shit together and learned it.
Yeah.
But again, he trusts your muscles, he says. He knows you got him. He feels your wings. Now, this is why the lessons are coming in about being heart-centered and grounded to teach him. I know. Did you feel that initial, that stirring, that irritation that man made us feel?
All day.
That's him. That's your little boy. Because that reminds him of something, of someone and how they treated him. You don't know. All you know, whenever you get triggered, loved ones, it's him remembering. It's her remembering. So now it's not about going, it's okay, let it go. I don't have a beef with that person. Stop. Remove yourself. The little Eustace, they're having a tantrum. They're scared. It's reminding them of something. Remove yourself. Go into a toilet stall. I don't care. Go into your vehicle. Go into a room. It takes minutes where you go, okay. And they're going, again, don't go in with an empty cup. Open, clear, charge, then bring her or him. Okay, we got triggered. Show mommy. Show daddy. Something's coming up here that's making that I haven't set the record on. You're holding something and mommy's got to take from you. Or you have to at least show me. So you know what your mommy's holding or you're holding for mommy. Get quiet. She'll take you. And every time you'll be like, it's going to be a similar energy. It's a trigger for a reason. It's her cord. It's his cord. So when he's sending out a cord, which he did to that male you met today, trick or treat, it's the ruffling of your spiritual feathers. It's the anchors to your feathers, which is stopping you from flying. Look at it. Okay, what's going on? What's holding dad down? He knows. So let him go show you. And every time he says, Dad, it's not always about protecting me. Sometimes, like he said, it's just about feeling this. And then reminding him, and this is where we haven't gone into this too much, about the soul contracts. And I just taught this to my queen, so I'm just going to give you a quick little refresher. A quick little remember, they said. And this is a conversation that I've had with my little me. So when she took me back to a situation where it was trauma, where it was raw with this man or woman, That's when I grabbed her, put her in the capsule. So she was removed from the situation so we can safely watch it together. And this is where mom comes in. That's why to ask her forgiveness for that right now. Like, do you hear the insanity of that? Absolutely not. So this is now about connecting with that situation, holding her in that space. Asking her, how does that make you feel? Getting her to feel the emotions and say, well, here's the thing, little one. Remember when you were reminding mom or dad of his wings? Do you remember when we came from a place of all having wings? Because this is a school, honey. This isn't where we belong full time. We're here to learn things. And what mom forgot, and she's just remembering, is that we all had wings before we came here, and we had to ask the ones we love the most on the other side with the biggest wings, that loved us the most, to do things to us in this school. This is a big one, loved ones. To remind our little you not to take it so literally. To remind her she just forgot. We were all angels. And then there was just angels that wanted to come to earth to make the earth a better place. So they had to give up their wings and give up everything they'd remembered. And then they asked other angels that were coming down at the same time that if we're going to help the world, we have to learn this. Well, you can only, pain is its life's greatest teacher. Let's be honest. Well, you're going to come here and get tickled and learn? That's not how it works. And so mommy asked for certain things to happen to you. Us. And you were supposed to hold it. Girl, did you ever? And you held that space and you kept throwing out energy to things of the same kind to bring it back to mommy. So she just got the same lesson over and over and over until finally mommy went, I got it. This isn't supposed to, I'm not supposed to feel this way. And if I'm feeling this way, it's because I'm thinking about it. I'm feeding it. And so because you did that for mommy, now mommy can come back and go, oh, guess what I learned? Look at all these things that happened to us afterwards. Mommy kept missing it though. But you were so strong, you held that all for me. Until such a time that I got it, and mommy doesn't have it all. But I know what you're holding right now. I can help you with that. You're not supposed to hold that anymore because mommy learned from it. So come here, sit on my lap. I'm going to bring up situations that I remember, and I'm going to walk you through them. And when that soul, the situation presents itself, loved ones, always look in the right eye of any soul you're speaking to. The right is the soul side. That's why when you go back and forth between people's eyes, you get waves. That's the soul, the underdeveloped soul. Soul, underdeveloped soul. Stay in the right eye. Teach children this. I've taught this. I've been trying to teach us. Teach the children. Look everyone in the right eye when you speak to them. It's easier for them because they're speaking to the soul. They can connect easier, especially the little ones. So you have your situation, you're in your capsule, protected, asking your little one, okay, do you need anything, any color, any light? Show mommy or daddy where it hurts. I'll put my hand on it for you. Feed you extra love and light while we watch this. And now as we do, I know what that's bringing up for you. It's making you feel this and this, isn't it? Is there anything else you want to talk about? Let it fill in the capsule. And then they're actually saying to open up the heart center of the soul that hurt you. This is the part where, Gareth, when you were talking about helping him remember, this opening up the soul is remembering why these ones are hurting you. Continue to hurt you. You're not learning something. They stop hurting you when you learn it. That's how Earth School works. Thank goodness. So now, even if you don't have the words, you don't understand all of it, just go and hold her or him, watch it, ask questions, open up that soul's heart center, watch what happens. That was my biggest healing with my parents. When I went back to them in a spirit, in a meditation, a spirit form, asked their souls to come forward, not their underdeveloped parts. Ask the underdeveloped, or sorry, the soul to step forward. Open their heart centers. Watch what happens. The forgiveness that flows in, the remembering that flows in. These persons are doing this because they love you that much. Do you know the convincing you would have to do to a soul to hurt you the way they hurt you? Love does not know that. So Gareth, keep going back. Keep doing what you're doing. But ask him, he's saying, what he needs of you. What do you need daddy to be? Ask him, what do you need daddy to be now? I know now you trust, I'm going to protect you. Now what do you need? Do you hear the questions? This is not about you coming back necessarily and teaching. As you're learning, he's a pretty spectacular teacher. Let him teach you. Once you feel you got something, go back and say, okay, how are you feeling? Like you're saying, what do you need now from me? What does daddy need to learn he keeps missing? That's a big one. What does daddy need to learn from you that he keeps missing? And he'll take you. And let him. And here's the thing. Again, the deeper he takes you, the less you're going to know what to say and do. But you have enough tools to just hold him in that space. Do your breathing. Let what comes up. You might not have the language. Just let the emotion come up. Ready? And let the lever go. Suck it out. Stay in there with him. Do you need me to stay longer? Do you need more light? What do you need for your healing? He'll let you know. Lady Carol, I know you needed some time to get into this space because I know you are very much a, let's go at the 70%, check, 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 check. It's a queen trait, don't worry. So let's talk about this because I feel you are on the precipice of some massive free falling. So let's talk about that. How are you doing?
Sorry, Carol, we can't hear you. Do you want me to unmute your other phone? Just unmute yourself on your phone and then it'll pick it up. Sorry, Jody, you're muted too. But actually, they showed me a vision when you were speaking about chords. And you said it's important to go back and ask them, oh, how, because we said they have chords too. And it's important to go back and ask them, okay, because Gareth, you went and you saw your bully and you had no beef with him. I like that word, beef, but your little you still had a cord to that situation. And yesterday, they really showed us clearly they can have cords too. So, and we're teaching them our tools, and I think maybe we should teach them how to cut cords too, if that is what they ask. Mommy and daddy learned how to cut a cord. And I think after you feel, maybe when you're in that capsule, and when they showed me, when you go into that capsule, when you pull yourself from that moment, you create a space where other things can't come up. Because I find there's so much, if you keep going, you might be triggered by more and more and more, and then it just builds and builds and builds. But when you take the moment to breathe and just be with them and go in that capsule, there's a lot of power in being present in that moment. Yes. Okay. Carol, you're all situated? No? Okay.
Okay. Is it working now, Carol? 2 seconds. Okay. Pam. Let's talk, Pam. How was your little meeting of the minds?
Can you hear me? My little meeting of the minds. I bet you I was up all night long. And first of all, before I get into mine, Gareth, I have to tell you, I see my boys in you, both of them. And I can only hope that one day that they will go down the same road that you do. Anyway, I had some time with them. I meditated, and I've spent a great deal of my life after my big hiccup in life, trying to clear a lot of the pain that I caused or allowed my children to be a part of. And so that part of it I'm good with. My kids know, and that's the thing that I hold on to the most. I've done a lot of child work, and my little Pam, I swear, she's exactly the same way I am right now. She came out with a smile on her face. The smile on her face never went away. It didn't matter how much pain she went through. She and I are pretty tight. We've been pretty tight. We have a pretty good relationship with innate Pam. That's what I call my old Pam, my wise Pam. And so we gather together quite frequently, as a matter of fact, and we just rock. That's what she needs, is to be rocked. And but it twists me when it comes to my children. And I tried, I told them, I said, okay, y'all come to me on your soul level. And I could hear my youngest one, who, Gareth, you favor a lot. You look like my youngest, and you have the heart of my oldest. And my youngest one came up to me and was like, what the hell, Mom? I'm busy. What you want? You've already told us a million times you're sorry. You've always, been there for us at any beck and call. We just can't go where you're going right now, Mom. I love you. I know I'm being an asshole right now, and then Little Rocks wrote a poem about fuckwads, Who knew that a poem about fuckwads was going to be so empowering to me? But it is the fuckwads and the people who have the strength to propel us where we just got to go. We might not want to, but we got to. Those are the ones who love us the most. We might not even know many of them. And so my little boy is both my boys are being fuckwads to me right now. And I'm a little pissed off about it. I really am, because I was always there for them. We never had an issue, and they chose not to go with me. But that's okay. They didn't have to come with me. And I had a talk with them last night, and my oldest is the sweethearted one, like Gareth. He was like, "It's okay, Mom. We went through a lot of pain. We just don't want to go through the pain right now. We want to stay asleep. We don't want to wake up. We would rather go this route than to go where you're going. And so please, Mom, go. If anybody is going to make it in the family, it's going to be you. And pave a way for us when we're ready." And I'm
Pamela, are you feeling the message in that? Because you know what they're showing me? You feel you did something wrong, which is why they're not online. You're holding the weight that I must have done something wrong as a mother, that they're not online with me, which is saying that you didn't believe in your higher plan or theirs. You have them coming to you, honey, on a soul level, going, "Mom, we're not supposed to be here right now."
Yeah.
Because guess what? They're actually saying you're dishonoring the story that you don't even know you wrote yet. You're trying to bring chapter 3 into chapter 12.
Yeah.
There's so much between those chapters, honey, that they need to learn. That's what,
exactly it.
and that's part of them. We're supposed to stay back, Mom. This is part of you going, I didn't do anything wrong as a parent. I trust that everything has happened and has happened by design, because what they're saying, the way you are looking at this right now, is that something went wrong in the plan.
Well, even yesterday I told you that I kept telling them I'm going to 5D. They didn't even know what the hell I was talking about. But I did. I told them I'm going to 5D. Come along, come with me. And
They don't know the language. They don't know that language.
That's why on Christmas Day, and I don't think that you understood where my mind was at on Christmas Day, because before Christmas Day, say last Christmas, and really until I started joining this group and really started chipping away at a lot of the stuff, it was eating me up. It was eating me up, and I almost didn't make it. It was eating me up that bad. So when I gave myself that hour, it's not like I avoided feelings all day. My feelings all day were, it's okay where I'm at right now. For the first time, and I just really started working on my older person, bringing them into me and my little person, just this year, and I am okay.
Pam?
But I did give myself that little bit of time to dang it.
Stop. This is the thing about light workers. You know the language. Here's the other thing about light workers. We also know when you're talking shit. You wouldn't give yourself just an hour then. Spirit knows exactly where you are, which is exactly why you're getting these messages right now, which is why you have these teachers coming in, because you made agreements. And part of the agreement is, so just, I'm going to talk and it's going to sound really good, but it's just going to have the scratch and sniff of shit. Sorry, honey. I can smell it over here in Canada. I love you and Spirit loves you, but that doesn't serve you. What serves you is me holding this space going, you're allowed to go, holy shit. This isn't okay. Vibrationally, it's not supposed to feel okay to leave your children, but that's what you're supposed to learn, is how to be okay with it. And you can't learn that in an hour, honey. This is going to be something you need to keep open for a very long time.
Yeah.
Continually learning. You have to teach moms how to walk through the garden without their children. You got to learn that first, honey. And don't you be telling them you got an hour to process it. Absolutely not. So I need you to break free of that and weep, sob for it, feel it. You haven't even, this hour you gave yourself, you got a glimpse, which is why you only gave yourself, because you knew you'd fall. And you're scared of how far you can dip in that hour. Fall, honey. Walk into your fire. This is the... Spirit keeps talking about, I need to be this mom that teaches other moms and dads to turn around and walk away from their children. Honey, I don't got that skill.
Pam, I feel you. As you've heard a little bit of Lexi, and I know what
Can
it's
we
like.
talk about Lexi? Because there's some people that don't know.
Okay.
Okay, you want to talk about teachers?
She's one of my greatest teachers. This is always the plot. I was pregnant, and we lost Lexi, and I was feeling the same emotions you're having. And when I started learning about soul contracts, and that's really where this is coming up right now, is the soul contracts that we have with those that love us the most. At the time, I made a decision because Lexi was so sick, she would not have lived. So I had to make a call to leave my child. I had to make that call in that moment. So when you say it's hard to leave your children, whether you're leaving them physically, you're making that call, or they made that, it is there are so many feelings, and feel those feelings. If this happens to you on any level, feel those feelings, because if you're feeling it, you're alive. If you are feeling, you are alive. And now you have tools, and you are online. If Lexi had come online, that would have meant I was offline. But she didn't come online because I was coming online, and that was part of our contract. If my mommy is close enough to coming online, I don't need to come online. And that was hard to digest because I blamed, I felt guilt, and I carried that every day. And I carried it. It was my story. It was my cape. It was who I had become. I wasn't anything other than that guilt until Jody and these teachings walked into my life, and Lexi. Lexi actually talks to Jody, so she talks to me. And you got to meet your children on a soul level. And I applaud you for that, because it took me a very long time, even with my tools, to be able to do that. Soul contracts has been coming up a lot, and we will talk about it more. But you can't rush through a soul contract. You can't say, okay, we had a contract, everything is good. Sit and feel. Because learning that you had a soul contract, Jody says, those who hurt you the most love you the most. Right? You feel like your children are hurting you in a way, or you hurt them, whichever way. Think about how much love before you came in that took. Think about that, but feel that. We can't rush through this. Soul contracts it blew everything wide open for me. But I couldn't rush to teach my little me this, or to teach anyone else, until I felt it. And a lot of the soul contracts understanding was to sit in that energy that we had made a contract. You made a contract with your children. And they even told you, you got to sit and meet them, and they said, Mom, we're fine. We love you. But don't rush through that soul contract. And I'm going to tell you right now, like Jody said, it's something that stays open. It will come. And do not, I'm telling you, on a soul level, do not rush through that. Sit in that feeling. You are alive. That is love. The feeling is love. And feel that it's not a checklist. It's not a hurried process. Feel that. And you know what? As you go and you'll heal more, and you'll go, and I'm going to tell you, I'm at a point now where when I miss my baby, who's supposed to be 2 in a few weeks, I take a moment and I feel that sadness. And now I remember that soul contract, and I'm like, I know you're here, and I see you and I feel you, and thank you. You honored your part of the soul contract. I showed up. Thank you. And I know we'll be together again. We're family, no matter what. And that guilt, I carried so much guilt. All of us did the best we could in that moment. But now that we know better, we can do better. But it's not a process. Sit and feel it.
I do every day.
But let yourself, we talk about letting go, and to really feel it for you the way you feel for them. You know how we feel we want things for our children, or we want things to be different? Take all that and feel it for yourself.
That's a problem. Because I'm like, this group is a special group, right? We're going to a special place that a lot of people aren't going to. Why me?
Why not?
But
I hurt people
worthiness
like Garrett.
is a big one.
I hurt people like Garrett. Dear souls, I did. Why me? That's the part that Robin taught me about my little Moses thing, my little buffer that was around me, the thing that's protected me because I had to go here. I'm getting it, but it's just kind of like slap. Why me? Why have I been given this opportunity to go forward in this beautiful thing that's happening? Why me?
This is
That's
a
the hard
big
part.
question. All my queens. All. Including, right here. You don't think we were asking that same question, honey?
Yeah.
Enter your speech at the equity doors. This is your 70% speech you're putting together right now. So when you show up with your paperwork, they're like, very good. This is now the speech on why I should be allowed in the garden. And not only allowed in the garden, why I should take care of the garden and protect it. And here's my first reason to the guardians of equity, of the kingdom, as there should be. I got my little me right beside me. Look at her. And when they look down and they see little Pamela's, little you, with her hand in her mummy's hand, they're going to go, very good. Then you're going to say, and these are the two children I brought into this world that I have come to peace with, they're saying, on why I have to honor their choices in this earth school, what they planned for themselves, and not trespass. Pamela, you're trying to trespass right now on their learning experience and what they came to learn. You're trying to take them from chapter 3 to chapter 12. Is that not a trespass on all levels? Do you see why it's keeping you stuck? This is now the next level. And this is what they're saying. You, honey, need to stop looking behind, forward, up. And you look up at the higher beings that be in front of the pearly gates of a different kind. And you start preparing your speech on what you want to say to them. And then go do it. That you are a mother who's struggled, had all her lessons. This is what I learned. And this is what I'm at peace with. This is a big thing for today's topic. We talk about coming in peace, in equity. Does it not? That's so 30% of you, all your paperwork has to be in alignment and in peace. What about the other 70%? Does it not make sense that we need to make peace with the 70% of us to get into the garden? And the more the 70% that you get at peace with, the better your speech, the more we've been waiting for you, where you actually show up and you don't have to give a speech. You're of the energy where they say, come on in. You're not on the not allowed list, the blocked list. They don't have to look down to see if you're there. They see you coming and they part. Because they see your wings. That's what this is about, honey. You can't go walking into the garden without wings. Y'all are just starting to learn you have them. Now you start to feel them on your back. Don't be alarmed if you start getting some pain back there. And now start in the shower. We teach our queens this. When you clean, get rid of energetically anything dark, negative, sludgy. Ask your little you to come in and help you. Rub daddy where he's dirty. And then let daddy clean you and give you love and light. Water is a huge cleansing component. And that's where spirit goes. And that's when you ruffle your wings. Spread them. Get them wet. I love water running all the way down them. Clean them. Stretch them. That's what we have to come in with our little girl, and at peace on all levels. I can't have you coming in, Pam, of a bleeding heart of a mother who's sad that she has to leave. No, I need you walking through going, I know exactly why I'm leaving them behind. I love them this much and they love me this much. This space has never changed. Have you noticed? If anything, they're turning up the heat going, holy shit, Mom. Would you fly already? Let's go. This is a thing, and we're getting mad at these actors going, no, they're so online, they're offline. Hear that. It's a little twist on words. This is where compassion comes in. Understanding of a bigger picture playing out. You're only looking at it from your vantage point, and from the energetic level you're even able to see it from. Imagine what happens when you jump timelines and now can see from this vantage point. But you can't see this vantage point until you look up. So Carol, is your speaker working now?
You tell me, is it working? Okay.
Perfect.
I had to turn my iPhone off. Hello.
So let's talk about your journey, because here's a woman running at her fires. And you're feeling a lot of things, and a lot of things are coming up.
Yeah, but you know what? I just even listening to Pam and what you're saying to her is just in the last 2 weeks, just realizing that staying in your lane, that was like this, oh my gosh, I've always been involved in everybody else's shit, right? And always want to, like, I just, yeah, that was like a big thing for me. The little me stuff, like that's, I get it, but I'm not really emotional today like I was the other day. So I don't know what's happened there, but twice I've consoled baby Carol and imagined her in the incubator and caressing her little toes and her fingers. And at one point today, when I was doing it, I had her head in my left hand and my right hand on her heart, and just looking at her and telling her how beautiful she was and that she was wanted. And, you know, I hope one day you forgive me and I'm sorry and I love you and that kind of stuff. So I've been doing that today.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. Hold up there, Mama. We are talking about a woman who was in an incubator when she was first born for 4.5 months with no touch. Can you get in touch just with how that would have affected our sweet Carol?
I met my birth mother, just so you know, and she did come and visit me in the hospital. I don't know if she did pick me up or whatever, but
the point is, honey, you didn't have physical touch during the most crucial. It's been scientifically documented how important it is for touch.
Yeah.
And this is why a lot of you is numb.
Yeah.
And you're starting to feel that now. And that's the whole, I don't give a shit. Da, 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 da. I look for those ones with the biggest hearts. And it's beautiful to watch the calloused heart start to crack and the light to come out, and to watch you take these pieces and rip them off. Valiant queen qualities.
Yeah.
This is
It
the
wouldn't have
walk
been,
in the fire.
I'm doing it with you, Jody. If it wasn't for me coming to D5, I wouldn't be here. I'd still be back in the bullshit.
But that is a testament to you. And this is, loved ones, this is where you need to start. This isn't about credit for me or divergence or any of that. This is about you're so in alignment that you found your way here.
Okay. You're right.
There's no other way it could happen. So even it's like, I'm just learning. Well, where you're just learning, you're the best petri dish we got to work with. That's where it's like, take your little one and start really working with them as far as not trying to heal.
No.
Developing your skills as a teacher and as a parent to your little one. So you actually come in where your little one's not looking at you going, you know what? Just going to hang on to this a little bit longer, Mom, because you're feeling a little bit unstable. You don't want your 5 and 9-year-old saying that. You're like, oh, wow, I just got schooled. As you should, because she don't let go of nothing until you are more than capable and able. Doesn't that make her a wonderful judge for the garden?
Yes.
She's the gatekeeper. He's the gatekeeper. Brilliantly designed, as it should be. So with that, Carol, your biggest message coming in today was to be gentle. And we talked about this in the beginning. To be gentle with this healing. We have not even put out learning about this, but some of y'all are going and jumping in the deep end and we're like, oh. Spirit's like, okay, here, you got to give them some, Jody. Because valiant effort. How can we not go? But we won't let you flail. And this is where Spirit will always make sure you have the tools and the teachers come online right when you need to. Why we're starting to put this little you cannot be contained anymore. This is the quantum jump we're all looking for. Isn't this healing? This is what's going to change everything. Is men and women learning that they can trust what they're feeling and their tools and to walk into these blazing fires and then to turn around and to show the rest of the world, look, you don't burn from them. You come out stronger.
There's a huge part of me that still doesn't really understand it though. So like it's baby steps.
How would you?
I wouldn't have.
You're wanting to understand something that you've never been taught.
Correct.
So can you see why, again, Spirit, your little you's going, easy, Mom. You're like, I should know all of this. I should be getting an A+ on something I should know nothing about. They made it that way, loved ones. Why do you think they had to channel in how to do it? Because any sign of this is gone.
Yeah.
And that's where we're like, divergence needed 9 months to even formulate language for the little you. We talk about language for equity, which is a 30%. We're going to say it again. What do you think the language and how much it's been distorted of the 70? Sit with that for a minute. This is where Spirit's been telling us for a very long time. They've infiltrated your healing. Brilliant. Again. So anyone getting online, you know what the big message was yesterday? We had a little queen meeting after. Everyone's about manifesting. Do you know what manifesting is making you put your energy into? The overflow of your cup. Think about that. Manifesting is about trying to bring what's not in your cup into your cup. True?
Mm-hmm.
So they've taught us, keep focused on what you don't have on your overflow.
Yeah.
Instead of actually looking at your cup going, you know what? I'm actually only 50% full because of my sludge. How would I make more room in my cup so I don't have to ask for it outside of my cup? They keep us focused on everything but this. That's why we can't manifest.
Can I ask a question?
Always.
Okay. So, I have 2 daughters. One triggers me, the other one doesn't. And it's like, I keep thinking, why do I let that trigger me all the time? Like I so want to correct that. And I know I've got a long way to go, but it's like.
Okay, no disclosures. Disclosures are but, no buts.
Okay. However,
your daughter triggers you. because she is reminding you of the things you need to heal about yourself.
Okay.
Look at what she triggers in you. Look at now what she reminds you of.
She's a little me.
So what part of yourself are you not loving?
Oh my gosh. I want to correct her. It's so ridiculous how parents want to go in and correct their children. And it's like, I know that I got to stay in my lane now. And it's like, yeah.
She's just holding a mirror. All she's doing is holding a mirror, honey. And what you're not liking is the parts of yourself that she's reflecting that you need to heal.
Yeah.
But
Got
here's
it.
the thing. Instead of getting mad at the messenger, at the actor that you're like, hey girl, you need to keep mama so online and I need you to hold this space and you hold it hard. And she is.
Okay.
So now what are you missing? That's what this is about.
The lesson?
What are you missing? There's multiple lessons that she throws at you. There's not just one.
Oh, I know.
But she's reminding you, and they keep going, she reminds you of how you were treated or how you were not treated.
Disrespectful.
Mhm. Are you not disrespectful to yourself?
Ungrateful. Pardon?
Are you not disrespectful to yourself?
Correct.
So she's
Yes.
reflecting, Mom, you're too disrespectful to yourself. Excellent. What's another emotion she brings up?
Ungrateful. Always wanting me to bail her out. I don't know.
So look at those feelings now, Carol. Isn't that all stuff within you want to be released of? The ungratefulness. Let me just tap into that for a minute. Because she values things that are different than you value.
Okay.
And this is you're down, she's up.
I'm thinking it's the opposite, that she's down. Wow.
And this is the whole, when you can actually look at this from a different standpoint.
Yep.
This is where the healing is. It's like, do you want to be right? Or you want to be healed?
Healed.
So now this is about going, maybe I just was looking at this from the wrong angle. If this is a more developed soul, because children always are, it can be no other way. If she's a more developed soul and she's reflecting these things, and again, a lot of our little ones, they know this matrix is messed up. They watch their parents serving another master, walking around like a bunch of monsters, bowing to those of a higher power. They're like, fuck. No kidding. She's like, you're grateful for things that I'm not. You wait till she comes online, when she has something to come online for her.
Okay.
So go now into your meditation, they're saying. Sit with your little you. And bless her heart, Carol's like, should I do the guided meditation for equity? I said, nope. I said, you have the tools now. Go find a piece of music that resonates. Go find a space. Open your crown. Flush, clean, charge. Bring in your little you. You don't need me for that. You know how to fish now, honey. And she did. Now bring her in. And this is where you're going to have a vulnerable conversation going, Mommy just learned some things today that I'm still trying to learn. And Mommy's hoping you can show me a few things that Mommy's missing. Because we asked this beautiful soul to come online for us. And I know she triggers you a lot. Show Mommy why she triggers you. What's Mommy missing?
Okay.
This is where your little you becomes a teacher of a different kind. And don't judge it. Don't. The whole, how you react in the moment when she shows you is so crucial. And even if you don't know what to say, when you go, oh, Favor just told me about this. Spirit told me about this. Okay, come here. I'm gonna put you in the capsule. I'm gonna fill it with light. And I'm just gonna sit here and love the shit out of you. To even the point where if I don't even know what to say at the end of it, all you know is mommy loved you through it. And then mommy's gonna go and she's gonna ask some friends of hers that she made soul agreements with, if she gets really lost. I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna bring you the answer. You can now speak that to her, all of you. You can now get the answers, but you gotta go. She's got them. Come on now, you don't need me. This is what we're trying to teach you. She's your guardian, she's your keeper, she's the key. / he. Your little boy is not only running the show, he's got all the keys. He's the one that hands your keys over to the gatekeepers, saying, Daddy got me out of jail. The 3D one. He belongs in this garden. And if anything, I hope your little boy speaks on behalf of you. This is why my daddy belongs in the garden. Can you imagine that? Standing beside your little one as he's speaking to the powers that be on why you belong there. That's what we need. We're your friends, they're your ally. And if you're ruffled, he's ruffled, and you know, come here, what's going on? Show daddy, show mommy. Where you trust him or her so much, you're so in alignment. That's what we need. That's what the garden needs. People who can do fucking paperwork. You think the garden needs paper workers? Holy shit. That was my conversation I had. I'm like, hey, so yeah, you know me in paperwork. But I can paint you a picture with my words. I'm going to open my heart and let you feel all of me and tell you exactly why I belong in there and how many people I can help and how I'm going to keep showing up to get as many through that are supposed to. And let me show you my wings on the ones that won't get through and why. And what I stand for, what I believe I'm protecting. That's just as valuable, that conversation. So set intentions on getting clear on your elevator speech, as they call it. I've always seen 3 very tall Palladians standing as judges in judges' attire before you get in the garden. That's who you're talking to. We'll take you through every wisdom system. You got to get through Darren, all my queens for readings, and then your speeches to them. We're preparing you for that. So start thinking, what do I want to be able to say to them? What skills do I bring to the garden? What healings can I show that I've healed from? So when I have a mom like Kim and Pam and Ravina who have children who are doing the little you work on a totally different level with their children, I need moms like that. I also need kings and dads like that who can leave their children at the door, who've done their crying. So you're not walking through weeping, then you missed it. Get back to your castle. I need you to stand strong with your light at the front and go, this is why I'm leaving my children behind. And holding that. We have a lot of parents coming through that have to leave their children. They have to leave their spouses just waiting for a king or queen to come up into that fire. A lot of spouses aren't coming. So stop trying to convince them and preparing your speech so it's super emotional. It has nothing to do with it. This is not about convincing people or getting other people in line or you did something wrong, that they're offline. No. Every soul is talking to their higher self. And the ones offline are actually more in their lane. So stop bumping them out of it. You're trespassing. Do you? All right, loved ones, you're more than welcome to stay on and chat and speak about this. Anything else coming up, put your video up on Kinder Garden. I'm all over it like a fat kid on Smarty. Love it. I'm on it. Spirit's active. It seems like Darren did his live and now Spirit's doing its. Thank you though for showing up. Let this sit. Do your work. Keep your cup full. If you're irritated, agitated, people are coming online that are irritating you, your cup's empty. Period. You can't get irritated with a full cup. I can't say it enough. You're never irritated. You're never impatient. You're never offline when your cup is full. You can't. You're never afraid. Just stop being afraid. Let's go in with full cups. Start walking into these fires going, I can do this. And look up, bring them in. Not just your little you. This is all the powers, helpers, and healers of the light. Spread your wings. Let's start tapping into some of our tools they wanted us to forget. All right, loved ones. I'm checking out. My queens are staying on. Feel free to put your chats in to stay on and speak. And I'll be watching in the background. Love you.
Would anyone like to share their experience or what's coming up for them and their little yous right now? No raised hands. One second. There you go.
Thank you, Kim. Hello, everyone. I was listening to Pam before, and again, probably without being repetitive, but the importance of soul agreement. We all come, each of us, with an agreement to this life, earthy experience. And the important thing is to not get attached to the role we are taking in this life journey. As a parent, as a wife, as children, we do not have to get attached to those roles. They have a purpose to our ascending, to our teaching in this earth. As well, we shouldn't get attached to the feelings of those relationships we create in the 3D world. Because that's what we get confused. We've been taught to this, the responsibilities we have as parents, responsibility as a spouse, that we get so attached to these feelings that we've been taught that we can't let go, and we forget the purpose we're actually who we are and the soul agreement we have made. And if you notice, when you feel things, the feeling always keep us either in the past or in the future. So if your children have never taught you that they had the jab, let's say, would have you felt this way? If they never told you, you wouldn't, because you wouldn't know. And now you're living in the future of how you would feel without them. and missing the point, missing the now. If you didn't know, you would have continued. But you know, which is good. That's your lesson now, how to stay present with the knowing, what's going with the people and relationships around you, a 3D relationship that you have called and got those soul agreements. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to share. And it came up as you were speaking, because we get this attachment and we're supposed not. Yeah. I can't hear you, Ben, sorry.
I'm sorry, I'm too old to know how to raise my hand. And you're right. It's the times that I just, when I'm in my right mind, when I'm in my right spirit, you know, I can put it into perspective. When I'm letting go of those little pieces that we used to have together, that's where, you know, it starts to, you know, to hurt. And it's going to, just like with Kim, you know, I know that pain, it just never goes away. I think you just learn how to see it for what it is. Or
Can I add to that, Pam?
yes.
Yeah, so the pain, you transmute the pain into inner standing and a soul love. So if we're looking at the pain, which is on a 3D level, and then 4D, you're starting to look up and feel. And Scott, I'm going to talk about your cup here. 4D is holding and repairing your cup. You're aware of what you are feeling, what you're holding, what is in it. But that pain, it's what you came here to learn. What is in the pain that you're learning? And when you transmute it into, when you look up and you transmute the pain, it's soul understanding. It's your soul contract. When you tap into that, and I've recently just tapped into that, and the pain, it doesn't feel like pain. It feels like it's an emotion that I've never felt before on a soul level of understanding and love. There's love on the 3D level that we're all feeling right now, where the pain and all the emotions are. But when you have transmuted it and worked through it and healed, it feels very different. It's, you know, we talk about the sludge in your cup. Just because you get rid of the sludge doesn't mean you don't fill it with anything else. There's still that room. You're just replacing sludge with whatever you put in your cup. So when you work through the pain, it just becomes something else. And like I said, like Ravina said, don't be attached to it, but feel it. And usually as you feel, and you said being in your right mind, and actually it's being aligned. It's not, you're not in your right mind or your wrong mind. You're either aligned or you're not. So, and watch the spells that we put. Oh, I'm in my wrong mind. Oh, I can't do this. It's no, just, and really before you say it, even like, oh, is this coming from an aligned spot? Because even when you said it, when I'm not in my right mind, you will notice the physical reactions we have to words and what we say. So thank you for holding that space. And literally my body went, oh, no. So yeah, just, am I aligned? Am I not? This is what I'm doing. And trust the process. Trust the soul agreements and the worthiness. You tapped on it before. Why me? We made these agreements. And we agreed that this is what we wanted to learn, and our loved ones and those that hurt us most, they made an agreement. Okay, this is what you want. This is what I agreed to do for you as well. So thank you. And feel free to share your experience. And like Jody said, Ravina has a different experience than you, than me, than Carol, than Gareth, than everyone else. And when you heal, when you go through, the amount, that pain, when I say transmute it, it's transmuted into love. Because I can tell you, from a place of healing. I see you. I see where you're going. I'm going to hold that space, but I'm healed. So you can too. I will show you that it can be done, just like you're going to show many more that it can be done, just like Gareth, just like Carol, just like Jet. So, but give yourself time. And when we talk about being in that moment, that's important too. So then when you see someone else in that moment, you recognize that, you can hold that space of love for them to feel it. And it's not trespassing, it's holding that space for you to be where you are in that moment.
You know, and how blessed it's been to go along these, you know, to open up these painful things, and like, you know, Carol and the journey. I can't even imagine how you even begin to work through things like not being held for so long as a child, and the damage that, oh my gosh, I can't even imagine. How beautiful is that there's people here to help walk along this journey. I love all of y'all for that. I do, from my soul level. I do.
Thank you. So if we look at the sludge as the gatekeeper, you have to work through the sludge to be able to fill your cup to move on. I think if you just sit and feel that, and there's nothing wrong, it's by design. And just to sit and take a moment and feel that, I designed this. What was I supposed to learn? Look who we've surrounded each other with. Look what space is being created and held for us. You asked for this. You came online. You're staying in your own lane for the most part, or you're learning too. And we all are. And look how fast we're going by staying in our own lanes. If we went off and got caught up in everybody's story, do you think we'd be making the progress? No. And that's okay. And nothing is wrong. It's all by design. And tapping into worthiness, from my experience and seeing loved ones, has a lot to do with your little you. But to feel worthy, it's when the two come together. So that's really important to remember. Scott, did you? Scott, sorry, I don't know if I muted. You're good? Okay. And Gareth.
No, it was just a quick one. You covered it with Pam, but Pam, I just want to say, God, you're a beautiful woman, a beautiful soul, and yeah, I remember you texting me the other day and says, I text you an old fart. You stop that. Don't say that, because when you smile, you light up a room, and self-love is this whole game. And yeah, little you, and why me? Because you're worth it. You're so worth every bit, and I just know that when I don't love myself, people come up to show me. If I see that, why doesn't he clean the dishes, my little brother? Why doesn't he do that? You know, that's actually me not loving myself, because I'm present. I love myself enough to say, well, I can do it for him. And I think, yeah, it's just that came up for me. And I love you, Pam, and I know you're going to get there. And yeah, I love you.
Gareth, thank you for sharing that, especially when you mentioned your little brother. And that's something that came up earlier, and it actually came up a few days ago as a teaching, and we weren't sure where it was going to fit in. And today, when Jody started speaking about our children and what they're doing, and Carol and Gareth, now when you said your daughter triggers you with that. So I have a stepson, and he triggers the shit out of me, for lack of a better term. Like, so much so, but now I know better. It took me a while, and he's been one of my greatest teachers. And he does things, and I'll catch myself. I will react the way that someone reacted to me that my little me remembers as a child. And then I catch myself, oh, I just did that to him. And then in typical Scorpio fashion, I start jabbing myself and beating myself up for it, which makes no one feel better. But now I know better. And this happened, I really came into realization a couple weeks ago. I was like, wow. I was like, hold up. And I grabbed my little me. I said, come here, honey. I was like, you have been trying to teach me this for so long. So much so that I have a soul agreement with Easton. And I thought he was the problem. He's being a little shit in my face all the time. But I'm like, it's you, honey. No wonder you get mad when I treat others the way that we were treated. And then I go treat myself that way because I'm beating myself up for something. But I'm like, honey, thank you. And that in itself, I don't even think we went in the capsule. That was such a big release of understanding that energy. So what, like Jody said, what is being triggered? I go to my little me now and I'm like, oh my gosh, honey, thank you for holding that. Mommy missed it for a very long time. And I don't want to give Easton something to heal from that I'm still healing from. I don't want to hold, no. And actually, sometimes I will go back to him and I will say, I'm very sorry. I'm healing. And he's 13. He sits in sometimes in the corner and listens to us. And I say, Easton, I'm very sorry because I'm healing and I'm learning new tools. And sometimes you do things and it reminds me of things that I went through or I wish I had done or someone had done for me and it triggers me. But I don't want to do that to you. So I'm sorry. And he's actually developed a thing now where he will chase me around and hug me when something like that happens. And he says, I won. He's so online. He reminds me how much of a way I have to go. So he's one of my greatest teachers. And the things that trigger me the most, and this is something I've been seeing a lot of inner you things on social media coming up. Oh, when I'm giving my child the best life, something I would have wanted, and they don't appreciate it, and that triggers me. Okay. So what I do is I go to my little me and I'm like, honey, you're making, we're feeling a certain way. What does this remind you of? It's not their job to feel the way we want them to feel because it's something that we would have wanted. It's not Easton's job to love everything I'm giving him because that's something I would have wanted as a little me. So what I've done is I go to my little me and I said, oh, honey, thank you for showing me that. And we sit and feel that. I'm like, So what I realized I did is I was trying to give Easton from my empty cup something that I wish I had done, something that my little me would want, something that is missing from my cup. And when he didn't react the way I wanted to, I got all triggered. Why isn't he reacting the way I want it? Why am I being triggered? So now what I do is I take my little me and Carol, I know you scrapbook. I have been bitten by the scrapbook bug. My whole house is over it. She loves it. So when I'm trying to do something and I'm triggered, I say, hey, honey, okay. She wants more us time, more things for me and us to do things. And I'm just giving you an example of something I've discovered that has taken my healing and my merging with my little me to a whole new level. And I spend time with her. And I ask her what she wants. So I'm not taking it out on Easton because he's not reacting. I'm realizing, oh, my little me needs me. This is reminding her of something. And when I respond a way that, for example, the way my dad treated me, when I treat Easton that way, I take a moment. Now I can actually catch myself either before or during, not 3 days later, not 4 days, but that takes time. So I know we're all very destination driven. We're all very, oh, the future, do this. That takes time. But if I had rushed through that, I couldn't be here telling you from my experience. And I'm being honest. I fell on my face from trying to speed up more than anyone. I'm surprised I don't have a flat face. But I pick myself up and I learn. And I will hold a space of what I have learned for you guys. to teach you, and I'll speak. So when I see someone doing, hey, it's okay, I understand. Here are the tools. It's okay. This is what I'm learning. And my learning is very different than yours. But I bring something that may help you, and you're going to bring something that's going to help others. So yes. That was a moment. Okay. And Carol, you've had your hand up for a bit. There you go.
Yeah, the being creative has always been something, and when I was starting to think about the little me and what I'm going to do with my little me, because Serena was saying she's sitting right here with me and we're going to color and all those different things that you guys have been saying over the last few weeks, I was like, I can scrapbook with her. And I mean, that's what I've always been doing. I'm always like unplugging from what's going on, and I just focus, because what I love about that is that nobody's telling me what to do. I'm just in that space and I'm being creative, and I don't know. Anyways, so I can totally play with her forever, because you should see my craft room. Anyways, but the thing that I put my hand up for was, so we talk about the 3D meat suit, the 4D, and then the 5D. And it's like, I know that that's where I want to get to, but what is that? What is 5D? Like, what's that going to be? Am I going to be just connected to this light the whole time? Like, there's this part of me that's like, what the hell is 5D? And why do I want to go there? Like, what is that? Am I going to be bouncing from 5 to 3 to 5 to 3 and be still in this meat suit? Like, sorry, that's a really silly question, but it's a real question.
I feel it. I feel it's a real question. Like, yes. And I feel a lot of us have it.
Right. Okay.
So the way I see it and I feel it is 5D is a feeling, but it also feels and looks very different according to who you are.
Okay.
So this is something I think they've taught us in 3D is know exactly what the destination is looking like. Oh, you want a diploma, or you want this specific house or that, and you only work towards that. Just 5D. And I find as you evolve and you go through your journey, that might change. So if you have one specific idea of what it is, you will know it is 5D by how you feel.
Okay. And
But
then
there
the
is
other
4D
part
in between.
Yeah.
And I want to touch on scrapbooking.
Oh.
It's putting pieces together. Arts, crafts, you're putting pieces together, and you can let your little yous take control. Like, all right,
Okay.
you do what you want, and you tell mommy when you've had enough, or you want to do this, or daddy. And yeah, it's putting pieces together.
And then the last thing was how you were just sharing about your stepson and the triggers. It's like, wow, like we need to talk, because I need some of those tips, man. Because I don't stop and get in. Why is that happening to me? I'm just like a bulldozer with people. Like, I just don't have that, I don't know. I don't have that stop button.
I think it's a tool. We're just going to change the language a little bit.
Okay.
It's a tool that you are learning to, one, you have to become aware of the
Okay.
feeling and what's coming up. And then you have to be able to take a moment. See, there's that moment again, and be like, okay, this is what's happening. We don't have to react all the time. React. We can respond when you've assessed, and then you can go forward.
Okay.
And I think these are moments that are important to share, because whether it's your kids, your neighbor, or like Gareth and the bully, it's the story changes, but the remedy is very similar.
Thank
So
you.
just even being able to recognize that moment, this is what's happening, that is huge.
Okay.
That give yourself accolades. And the main thing is be gentle on yourself. We talk about being gentle on your little you. You got to be gentle on yourself too. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
And I'm just saying that as a Scorpio to Scorpio, I was really brutal for that. So
When's your birthday?
October 28th.
Mine's November 1st.
Yeah, so it's, oh, Pam too?
Oh. When's yours, Pam? Oh, the 7th. Oh, 3 Scorpios in the house. Look out. Oh,
Four.
Scott is too. Woohoo! Okay,
Oh, and Jet.
get out of here.
Are we having a Scorpio meeting and we don't know?
Get out, really? We are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What
This
are you, Ravina?
1 sec. And Nat.
I'm a Libra.
Okay, and Natalie?
So,
I'm a Sagittarius. We're
Oh, you're pretty
here,
close
Ravina.
to us then. Yeah.
Yeah, so we have Libras, Scorpios, we have on either side of the house. Yes,
What's Jody?
Libra.
Oh,
Mhm.
and if I may, I just put it in the chat, but when you asked about the 5D, just as a simple example, imagine the floors in a building, 3, second, third floor, fourth floor, and more you go up. It changes the perspective, it changes the view, it changes the way you look, and higher you go, when you look down, imagine how, see how small things look, how different they look. They look so small sometimes, when you are in the first level, look at the same big as you, but when you raise, you can see how they actually are sometimes.
like I just watched the movie Divergent last night, just for something different to watch. I paid for it, right? But there's the part where she's climbing up the ladder to get a better viewpoint. And that just made me like think about, yeah. And that movie, Don't Look Up. You guys, if you have Netflix, watch that movie. It's like, and that's why they don't want us looking up. They got us looking in this phone, right? In this black screen and doing pouty faces and all that silly stuff.
Mhm.
Okay, you can unmute me now.
Okay, well,
Or
thank
mute
you.
me. Yeah, I mean, mute me now.
Okay. And Natalie, please share whatever is on your heart.
Thank you, Kim. I was just going to add, listening to Carol, how your children or your daughter, one of your daughters triggers you, and the same with Kim when you said that your stepson triggers you. I've got the same situation, and I'm starting to work on my little me, and I noticed that the more she's healed, the more things happen with my little me, the better my relationship with my son is, because I don't react the way I used to, because I thought if he says or does something I don't like, it's just it has to be a reaction. But obviously this is my little me screaming there, because that's maybe the way she was treated when she was a little girl. Not maybe, obviously she was. And it is getting better. The more I sit with her, the more I say how beautiful she is, how much I love her, and explain things. I noticed that I don't react the same to my son's behavior the way I used to. And actually his behavior is changing as well, which is very unpleasantly surprised, but I know why it's happening. So I'm pretty sure that children are sent to us to help us teach us about ourselves. So if we haven't sorted out with our little me, our little us, then we send the children to teach us, and they're the best teachers that we can have in life. So yeah, that's what I wanted to share.
Thank you for sharing that, because that's something I didn't cover, and I feel that so much. And I noticed a lot of shaking heads that were like, yes. And to look up and feel that and be with that energy. Thank you, Nat. Like, that's really, and you started working with your little you, and you can already see a difference. And when we talk about the ripple effect that has on your children, your loved ones, and those around you, yeah, thank you. I really like that. It's amazing to see it in other loved ones, and your face, your smile, your presence around it is, I loved it. So thank you for sharing that. Okay, Scott, your turn.
Hi, everybody. Can you hear me okay?
Mhm.
Yeah. So I missed the Zoom yesterday, and today I made sure I set an alarm because I didn't want to miss this. And I'm really glad that we have this outlet or this source to get these downloads from, because it is information that's been, hidden from us forever. And a lot of it, Jody's right. It's like, you're not going to get it. It's going to piss you off. You're not going to, comprehend some of the stuff that you're going through. But yet at the same time, I find that, well, yeah, like listening to Garrett, and it was absolutely brilliant. Some of the connections that came through. And one of the biggest ones was his chest hurting, and I mean, mine got so bad in 2015 that I just locked the front door and I didn't leave. I went to the doctors. I tried everything. I literally thought I was having a heart attack. They checked everything. And I mean, there was definitely a lot of shit wrong with my heart, but it wasn't anything anybody else could fix. I think it was stuff that I needed to fix. And it's only been, this year where I've actually been able to process some of the things that needed to be done to get rid of that feeling, because I hated that feeling so much that I just avoided the world, because the world made that feeling worse. So rather than deal with the situation, I thought, avoiding it, like a typical man, don't let your emotions come to the surface. Oh, heaven forbid you do something so stupid. You're a man, you're not supposed to be soft. There's no criers on the field. That's get your ass back to the clubhouse or back to the locker room, because you're not fit for service on the field. Whereas I think that was the mirror, the upside down part of, the way we were programmed to, suppress instead of address or redress. And so I just wanted to thank everybody. And you know what, Carol, it's so funny that, you talk about, and you're a Scorpio too, right? Yeah. So, and the fact that we were born premature and, 4 pounds, 7 ounces, and first 3 or 4 months in an incubator, like it was just so like, what? Because I mean, I've been told that's how my life began too. So it was really weird how much stuff, overlaps between everybody. And it's nice to know that I'm not alone, that other people kind of went through the same stuff. And it always brings me back to that same thing. Like, we must be special people, because Satan doesn't attack empty souls, for the same reason robbers don't break into empty houses. So if we're being attacked that hard, there's a reason. And I think this is the way we get stronger, so that those attacks can't get through. And that's what I'm here to learn. So thanks, everybody. I'm really blessed to be part of this group. And I do truly love you all. I'm not sure what that word really means yet, but thanks.
Kim, I got my hand up.
I'm like, you're unmuted. Go.
I know. Scott. First of all, super proud of you. Second of all, there's a little boy in an incubator that is screaming your name. Honey, look up. I don't want you looking down anymore. You look down too much. I know it's hard because you've never been able to look at someone's eyes who you trusted. So look in my right eye, right here, this one. It'll be easier. I know. I'm walking you into a fire right now. Just trust me. Because your little boy needs you. This is where they didn't want us to know we could go back and infuse a toxic, painful, traumatic situation with love and light, and that it would have a ripple effect instantly to you. Shh. This is what they're saying. Shh. This was the big secret. They just made that for the movies. The whole, oh, if you go, they actually, they told us in the movies, go back in time, change the beginning, and it immediately goes. This is why they want us to do live healings. This is how we get information. Welcome to the Divergence. It's the whole, thank you, Scott. Because you showed up, they showed up. Go back, just like Carol. Full cup. Don't go into your little version of you empty. That little version of you's got the smallest cup. Don't take from it. May lightning bolts protect that little you's cup. Go in full. They're showing me the reason your heart hurts so much, honey. You haven't been taught love. But you know it. You remember it. That's why you locked yourself away. You're like, these are a bunch of lunatics, invalids, wards. And you're right. You're right. Now it's about going and showing them how to be a lord, how to be a king, how to anchor the light. But you got to go back to that little boy because he is barely got a heartbeat. That's why your heart hurts so much. And they're showing me his incubator. He doesn't want to be touched by you right away. You got to go in slow. Just like you. That's why they're saying make sure you go in full. And they're showing me you actually put your hands on top of the incubator. That's where you start. And you say some words to him. The words he needs to hear. And the words he needs to hear are the ones you want to. The ones you have been craving and looking for. And the only way and the only place you're going to find them is you. Because you have the key, sir. You have it. You got it. You know what you've been waiting to hear. How about he hears it first? Go. Be with your little you. Put your hands on him. Speak to him. Ask him if because he's been very much in his little locked away box too. Where do you think you learned it from? He's actually putting his hand up because I taught him that. That part of you that was supposed to get the most amount of love, the most amount of stimulation, didn't happen. Interesting, we have two among us right now that were in incubators during the most crucial time of their development. Imagine for a moment, there were things that were trying to get you offline. The kids of today get shit put in their arms. Imagine now there were evil powers at work, trying to make sure you didn't get stimulated the way you were supposed to, so that you would go offline or flounder more. Now you're given keys. Scott, Carol, and to all the other loved ones coming down the pipeline with this same story. Go back. You don't have to know what to say. Just go in with your cup full and the intention of acing it. We call it acing. May my messages, may my channelings, may my understandings come in accurately, clearly, and easily. That's enough of an intention where the angels, the powers that be, surround you. Enter miracles, epiphanies, where you can go in going, I don't know what to say, but I know I got tools where I can pull them out. Why do you think we're doing this? And the tool of even knowing, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I actually have that tool. And that tool is, I just have to sit here and I just have to love what's coming up. And I just have to stay. Stay in your fire. Don't leave it worse than you found it. Oh. Enter lightning bolts of a different kind when it comes from your little you. So Scott, create a space. You actually are very in touch. So create a space. Go in charged and full. They said, don't plan too much. Actually, the more raw and vulnerable you can just go in. That's king material. Where you just walk in going, I just know enough that I know my intentions and this can't go wrong. And the superpowers will come. The way will be shown. But I need to step. Everyone wants the way to be shown first. Nope, it's not how it works. You got to step. And you're a little boy. Scott, your world's about to change if you do this in a way that no paperwork, no understanding, no knowledge. This is the big. I love that we have it on the record. This is the big one for you. You've been looking for this, though. You've been asking for this. It's been missing, and it's the missing piece. It's the you. Why would that not be missing if you were missing it? And that little boy, just so you know, he's waiting. This is what's beautiful about our little yous. They always show up. That's why when they come around, I just get emotional. These little beings. I think when the Bible talked about out of the mouth of babes, they were talking about a different kind. It's out of the mouth of our babes. Don't believe me? Go try it. Scott, this is the thing about live healings. The deal is you go do your work, go to your castle. If you were brave enough to walk into this fire, you have every tool you need, sir. Just so you know, you are equipped. Don't run out of your fire. If anything, turn around, lift, and remember to lift your head up, sir. Lift it up. Stand in it. Just feel it. It's not going to burn you. And the more you alchemize this and stay with this version of yourself, the smaller the fire, the bigger your ascension. This is what you need. Enter your wings. They're like, sir, do not forget your wings. You forgot you lost them, or actually had to give them up. Doesn't mean you don't have them or remember them. That phantom they speak of, the phantom wings. To start remembering, tap into that energy going, whoa. When he introduced them to me, I immediately remembered. I could feel them. Let's start tapping into this energy. So Scott, because you got this reading, the deal with spirit is go be with it, process it, and then do a video for us so we can see this. And don't do it till you're ready, but this would not be asked of you unless you could. Carol, I can see you're coming out of your screen.
It's just that earlier when I was telling you what kind of meditation, because I always said I didn't know how to meditate. I just was listening to the equity one. And then you did send me the audio. I wonder if I could share that with Scott, because it might help him to find the music. And or was that just for me?
You are completely allowed to share that, but in your own words.
Oh, okay. I know what to do. I will send a message to Scott.
So Scott, you have a few more little feathers en route, and this is the thing about the work we do, loved ones, is when you have wings, there's going to be loved ones that come and put feathers in your wings. They're going to be all different colors. They're going to give you all different kind of skills. And Scott, hello. Oh, hello, sir. Nice to see you. And Scott, you have some feathers en route from a loved one called Carol, who got some feathers earlier today. And she's going to share them now. And maybe she'll be so brave that she will go and share that with all of our loved ones. I know. Breathe through it, girl. Just be with it. Go talk to your little girl, because here's the thing. Your little girl likes the mic. And she's been waiting to speak. But first, go give it to Scott. Scott, go do your work. And I want to call you Wija Singh. How do we call you? Tija? What's your first name, sir? What do you like to be called? Because you show up too much for me not to talk to you, because I look at you a lot.
Tej Paul.
Sorry?
It's Tej Paul. I used to use
Tej Paul.
Jet
You like
Lap
to be called
as an
Tej Paul.
anagram. Yeah, it was just an anagram of my name, but it's Tej Paul. Tej Paul, whatever you like. I'm good with both.
Good. And all I know is the little boy in you that's screaming right now for his dad. And there's a lot of programming you're working through, and they're just saying, if you can just fuck it all, just jump, go do this. It's I'm past the disclosures, the warnings, that was the programming. Careful, 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 careful. Especially in your culture. It's very boxed. I know what we're asking of you is outside of your box. But all I know is how this is making you feel. And on some level, you need to start trusting that you are feeling what you need to feel. And it feels good for once. Follow your joy. It was one of the best pieces of advice I ever got on my spiritual journey. Follow your joy. If you are not joyful, stop doing it. If it brings you joy, keep doing it and trust it. There's a reason they connect us to machines to see if we're lying or not. Our bodies know. You know when you're trying to hold back a speed horse. Stop trying to. It's spirit. Stop getting in the way. You asked for it. Now start doing it. And then come and tell us all about it. All right, loved ones, I'm out this time. Love you, love you, love you. Please share. Walk into your fires. We need people who are willing to do this and can show the world. And here's the thing, you don't really learn it till you teach it. Take that from me. I came in with not one note today, just going, allow me to accurately, clearly, and easily channel in any message that needs to come in for the greatest, highest good of all involved. Intentions are everything. It sets the energy imprint. Hear that? So if you don't like what you're seeing, what are you imprinting? Get back to source. Clean. Keep full at all times, loved ones. That's the key. And then as the lessons come, as the experiences come, you're going in loaded. Guns a-blazing, if required. But you're going in at peace. All right. Do this. We love you. See you soon.